Hello, and welcome to Learn English with Mary and Sam. I'm Mary.
And I'm Sam. Today's episode is all about using conditionals, those if sentences that help us talk about possibilities, results, and even regrets.
Conditionals are everywhere in English. We use them to give advice, talk about plans, imagine different futures, and even discuss things that never happened. But many learners find them confusing, especially when choosing the right tense or structure.
Don't worry, we'll explain each type of conditional, show you how to use them in real-life situations, and share tips to help you sound more natural and confident.
Conditionals are sentences with if that describe a condition and a result. They often have two parts. The if clause, the condition, the main clause, the result.
For example, if it rains, I'll stay home. If I won the lottery, I would travel the world.
Let's break down the four main types: zero, first, second, and third conditionals.
The zero conditional is used for facts, rules, or things that are always true. Form: if plus present simple, present simple. Example: if you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. Example: if I don't sleep well, I feel tired.
Use this for scientific facts, instructions, or habits.
The first conditional is for real, possible situations in the future. Form: if plus present simple, will plus base verb. Example: if it rains tomorrow, I'll take an umbrella. Example: if you study hard, you will pass the exam.
Use this when you want to talk about things that could really happen.
The second conditional is for imaginary, unlikely, or hypothetical situations in the present or future. Form: if plus past simple would plus base verb. Example: if I had $1 million, I would buy a house. Example: if she knew his number, she would call him.
Use this for dreams, wishes, or advice that isn't likely to happen right now.
The third conditional is for things that didn't happen in the past, regrets, or different outcomes. Form: if plus past perfect would have plus past participle. Example: if I had known about the party, I would have gone. Example: if they had left earlier, they wouldn't have missed the train.
Use this for talking about past situations that can't be changed. Let's see how these conditionals work in everyday conversations. Zero conditional example. General truth:
if you mix red and blue, you get purple.
if the shop is closed, I go to the supermarket instead. First conditional example. Real possibility:
if I finish work early, I'll meet you for coffee.
if you don't hurry, you'll miss the bus. Second conditional example. Imaginary situation:
if I were taller, I would play basketball.
if we live by the beach, we would swim every day. Third conditional example. Imaginary past:
If I had set my alarm, I wouldn't have been late.
if she had studied harder, she would have passed the test. You can use unless, meaning if not, for negative conditions. Unless it rains, we'll have a picnic. If it doesn't rain, we'll have a picnic.
You can also use when, as soon as, or in case, for similar meanings. When I finish work, I'll call you. As soon as you arrive, let me know. Take an umbrella in case it rains.
The second conditional is often used for giving advice. If I were you, I would talk to my boss. If I were in your position, I'd take the job.
This is a polite way to suggest what someone should do.
Here are some mistakes learners often make. Mixing up tenses. Incorrect: if it will rain, I will stay home. Correct: if it rains, I will stay home. Using would in the if clause. Incorrect: if I would see him, I would say hello. Correct: if I saw him, I would say hello. Forgetting to use the past perfect in the third conditional. Incorrect: If I knew, I would have helped. Correct? If I had known, I would have helped.
Always check your verb tenses and remember. Zero and first conditionals use present simple in the if clause. Second uses past simple in the if clause. Third uses past perfect in the if clause.
In spoken English, if clauses often come first, but you can also put them second. I'll call you if I'm late. If I'm late, I'll call you.
When speaking, use a slight pause between the two parts of the sentence, especially if the if clause comes first.
Let's try some short dialogues. Are you coming to the party tonight?
If I finish my homework, I'll come. What would you do if you won the lottery?
If I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. Did you see Anna at the meeting?
No, if she had come, I would have talked to her. What happens if you don't water your plants?
If I don't water them, they die.
Try answering these questions using conditionals. What will you do if it rains this weekend? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? If you had studied harder at school, what would you have done differently? What happens if you eat too much chocolate? If you won a free ticket, where would you go?
In English-speaking cultures, conditionals are used all the time to talk about plans, dreams, advice, and regrets. Understanding them will make your conversations much richer.
You'll hear them in movies, songs, and everyday speech. For example, if I were a rich man from a famous musical, or if you need anything, just ask. If I wake up early, I go for a run. 0. If I see my friend later, I'll tell her the news. First, if I had a car, I would drive to the beach. Second, if I had known about the sale, I would have bought a new jacket. Third, let's recap. Use the zero conditional for facts and routines. Use the first conditional for real future possibilities. Use the second conditional for imaginary or unlikely situations. Use the third conditional for regrets or things that didn't happen in the past. Pay attention to verb tenses and word order. Practice using conditionals in real conversations.
Thank you for joining us on Learn English with Mary and Sam. We hope you feel more confident using conditionals in English.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. Your support helps us reach more learners around the world.
Share your own if sentences or questions in the comments. What's the most interesting conditional you've heard or used?
Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll explore more practical English grammar and conversation skills.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep imagining, and keep learning.